Wow, it looks like I'm the only one watching myself. Lotus, I see you in there. I know you're probably listening. Hello. Do your thing. If you're sneaking later, that's fine. And there we go. Got 3 watching now. 2, counting me. Hi there, honey. Hey, Roger Blair. How you doing? Gemma. Well, I'll wait till a couple more people. 6 people here. Gemma's not going to be here today. She's got a little one sick. So she's going to be out. She may pop in a little later to push her book a little bit. And I got her already. I was going to push it anyways, but would love to have her come in. She probably won't show herself, but she'll probably come in verbally. Hello, Roger again. Salvador, Lotus, Edna. I hope everybody's well. I hope you're well, Edna. I got an email I need to get to you, young lady. So just give me a bit and I'll get that to you probably tonight. Been busy. My son fell through the ceiling. It was pulling something out of the attic and it fell through the ceiling into the kitchen. So now I got a big hole in the ceiling in the kitchen. So, but yeah, she may pop in a little later just to push her book. She probably won't hang around. Like I said, she's got a little one sick. So, and I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm going to go ahead and bring Ryan in so I don't feel so lonely here on a Tuesday. Coming in, Ryan, you ready? Let's do this. But yeah, how you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Just prepping for a busy week. How about you?
Yes. You're freezing.
Oh, no.
No. Stuck in time.
It's your fault.
You must be on a landline, a ley line.
Uh-oh. We're in trouble now.
Yeah. You know, I got one of the maps laid out in the background, too. So if we get to talking about that, I can at least show people, where they're at.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
So
sounds good.
Because you guys talked about that in your one stream a couple nights ago.
Oh, yeah. With
you want to drop that into chat or into the comments. That's tomorrow night at 8, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And so people can go check you out. I like those guys. They were pretty nice guys.
Yeah, DA and Robbie are really great guys. And hi, Lotus. How are you? It's going to be a great show tomorrow night, though. We're talking about the differences between the Wendigo and the Skinwalker and why they are not cryptids.
That's a good topic. That actually is a good topic. Because, that's magic. That's not like a creature that's been around and is already there.
Yeah, there's so much to it. It's going to be a really deep dive. It's going to take a while to go through all the stuff.
That'll be a good one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It's going to be great. DA knows his stuff, dude.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that. But they also like their knives, too.
They sure do.
Yeah.
They sure do.
Which I liked. They had some nice ones.
Oh, yeah.
I got my son a real nice Damascus knife. Nice little small one. It's nice. It's nice. I think he needs something when if he ever had to bug out, he's got something to take care of.
There you go. Better be prepared and ready for anything. So.
Oh, yeah, I am. I always am. I got my box.
Yeah, not me, man. Not me.
I got a duffel bag that's. I'm going to order some what do they call those? There's pre-made meals, MRIs.
MRIs.
Yep. And MRIs. I'm going to radiate myself anyways. So, and keep that in there. But yeah, I have a bug out bad only because it's not just because of the craziness in this world, but we're kind of on that tornado line. So
yeah,
which is pretty rare here, but it's, south of us. And man, the storms we've had here lately have been insane. So
yeah, you've been getting some bad storms, huh?
Well, hurry back, Roger. You got to do what you got to do. I know it's a Tuesday afternoon, so it's all good, bud.
Yep. Here I thought we were the middle of the week, and I'm like, oh man, it's only Tuesday.
It's only Tuesday.
Yep.
I'm not a big hump day guy. I don't get excited till the weekend, till at least Friday. So
no, it's just like it felt like it was a really long week because Saturday, Sunday, and Monday were really long days. And I'm just sitting there going, man, it's been a long week. My friend's like, dude, it's only Tuesday. I was like, shut up.
Don't tell me that, man.
Yeah, just be quiet, really. Man. Don't ruin my time, man. Come on.
No, I just hate when I wake up Monday and still think it's Sunday. I've done that a couple times. It's like, it's Monday. It's starting.
Yep, and you get depressed because you're like, no, I
don't want to do this. Yeah.
It's Monday.
So, I was going to ask something. Oh, I didn't tell she's probably watching, but if you can get a hold of Ashley Hilt and find out if she'll do a stream.
Okay. I better be able to get a hold of her, dude. That's my girlfriend.
Ooh, baby. She's
I'd be in trouble. Mm-hmm.
She basically has Mothman on a leash. So.
Pretty much, yeah.
So,
no.
But yeah, I would love to have her on. I think Gemma would get a good kick out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Well. Yeah, see if we can do. And we'll make it a foursome.
Oh, hey.
Hello, Shelly. How are you doing, dear? And for those who are just coming in, like I said, Gemma's got a little one sick, so it's just us two men today. And like you said, go ahead.
You got to tolerate our ugly faces today. So
yep. She may pop in a little later to promote her book because we want to get that book going. Gone. I'm so gone. I don't know if anybody see my Facebook post, but I look pretty gone there.
I saw that.
Silly pictures. I should have done it. I should have showed up like that. Oh my gosh.
That would have been funny, man. You should have. I told you to do it. I told you to.
Well, when my son got up, I actually had my hair done up like Goku. I actually had it all actually standing up at one time. And he was like, Dad, are you going Super Saiyan? So, but I'd like to have her on if we can get, and I'm looking into a couple guests.
Okay.
I don't know if I can get. I haven't said a whole lot because I'm not sure if I can get them, and I don't want to make any promises I can't keep. So
right. Anybody I know?
One is a UFO guy.
Okay.
Not very well known. Friend of mine, and the other one is a ghost investigator. You know, spook hunter, whatever you want to call him.
Nice.
Ghost hunter.
Very cool.
Also a friend of mine. He's been the hardest to get a hold of because he's always on the go.
Oh, yeah.
He's managed to stay single all these years. He's just one of those guys. Boy, he works a pretty good job. So, and the ghost hunting thing has now kind of become a side thing. So he's, travels a lot and stuff. So I'm just waiting for him to get back. He's my Libra. He's my zebra. That's a Libra. If you're watching him. So, and I believe he wrote a book a long time ago, right after I stopped. But I can't find the book, and I can't even remember the name.
Oh no!
But I know it wasn't a big seller. It was like a little book, just ideas of what to do. Back then, ghost hunting wasn't a big thing back.
No.
I mean, it was still kind of a joke back in the 70s and the 80s. I mean, it really started picking up until that cult. The 80s cult thing started coming around.
Yep. Yeah, cryptozoology is the same way. It's picking up steam now, but 80s and 90s wasn't a big thing.
No.
So.
And it's wild because you go back and you look at some of the old footage, of Bigfoot footage, or just pictures people have took. And I'm more inclined to believe those than some of the stuff I see now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Me too.
And it just blows my mind what AI has done to this field, because now everybody's being plain. I mean, it's sad. Hold on.
Yeah, AI is making it a lot more difficult.
Sorry about that. Allergy season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is, and it really sucks because it's like there's guys out there that are promoting that stuff thinking it's the real stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Even if you try to leave a comment, everybody's like, oh, no, that's real. No, it's not real. Sorry.
Oh, trust me, I know, man. I get attacked on a daily basis.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. I know I do at times. I still cracking up because, I'm about ready to send you out on a mission. And me and you hit all these top 10 ghosts and all that, and get these guys to understand that skinwalkers and wendigos are only in certain areas. Not in New York,
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Wendigo, man, I got to this big argument that went on for 2 whole days. This guy in the UK said that he runs into a dogman Wendigo on a daily basis. And I'm like, dogman and Wendigo are not related in any way. Dude, oh, come on. They're 2 different things. And he just did not want to believe that they were 2 separate entities.
That's what cracks me up. It's like, Well, it's like somebody was trying to explain the difference, that dogmen and werewolves are the same. I had an argument a couple times with that.
Mhm.
It's like, no, they're two different things.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you listen to what we were saying on DA's show the other day, I think Dogman inspired the werewolf mythologies.
You think?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Now, see, I got to remember, I missed the beginning of that stream.
Well, like we were saying, like, all right, so picture yourself, way back in Europe or even like Ireland or whatever, okay?
Right.
That's way back when religion was the strongest thing. Science was all but forbidden, basically. So you see a dogman out in the wild, and being superstitious as you are, your mind's going to jump to the whole thing of, oh, that's a man cursed to become a beast.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
11-11, it's 1-1. Yeah, it is. That's a good thing. I was going to say something about that's like I heard a story about a guy talking about a werecat, and I'm like, what? He goes, I think it was it was a trucker actually, and he told us the story up. I think it was just north of Mansfield. We were at a truck stop. We like to when we go camping and stuff because they never do what I always do, and we would go drive around and camp, and talk to people, ghost hunt and stuff like that in the day. And we'd like to stop at truck stops. Some of the best stories come out of truck stops and long paw diners.
Yes.
The small ones where there's just a few. And this trucker was telling us that he was up in northern Maine, I think it was northern Maine. And he was at a truck stop and it was like dead quiet. Nobody was he said he was like other than the cashier, it was just them. There weren't even any other trucks there.
Right.
And he was, crashing out in the truck and he kept hearing, it sounded like a screech. And he thought maybe, it was like a bobcat or something. You know how they get. But he started hearing he said it sounded like somebody running their fingernails along the side of their trailer. And it was real loud. And he finally got up and looked at the side view mirror, and he said the thing stood about almost 7 foot. He said didn't look like Bigfoot. He said it had a feline face.
Yeah, we talked about cat people on DA show too. We were kind of theorizing on those too.
And he said it creeped him out. He said, I've seen a lot of stuff. He says, I've seen Bigfoot. But this was something different. He goes, and then he goes, it felt human to me.
Wow.
And I go, what? Because it felt human. And like when we saw the werewolf down in Logan, Ohio, when I saw it, I could tell it was human. And that's why I'm pretty sure it was a werewolf. It was a female, but it had this real sadness about it. And it was like, you could feel it. I could feel it. It was sad. I mean, it just kind of looked at us, growled, kind of dropped its head a little bit and booked down the hill. He said when he looked at this thing and they in the mirror met eyes, he said it kind of looked at him out of surprise, like it was checking him out, but didn't want to do anything. And he said that thing booked there was a forest up a hill across the parking lot. He said that thing ran across the parking lot just like a cat.
Wow.
And he said it was gone. He said it actually climbed a tree and he could hear it through the trees.
That's creepy, man.
Hold on, the boss. But yeah, now what were you guys saying about that?
Well, we were saying that a lot of people are seeing these, but a lot of people ignore the reports of the feline people for some reason, and they favor dogman over these cat people. But I think the cat people are something we should be looking into because there's a type of extraterrestrial that's supposed to be feline. So it's like they're always.
I don't know all those. I know.
Yeah, they're always talking about feline extraterrestrial. So it's like if we're talking about that, why aren't we talking about the people that see these cat people? They might be connected, So can we just ignore them because we like Dogman more? No, we should be looking into those cases.
See, that's the thing. There's I've seen some weird stuff. Not only the pale crawlers, and I don't call them rakes anymore because these are different than pale crawlers. Yeah. But I don't call them rakes anymore. But I've seen this one thing. He looks like a spider. It's like a shadow with a human form, but it's got spider legs. Now, Gemma's going to come in and promote a book here real quick, but we'll talk about that when we come back.
Okay.
Let's get her in here, and I'll put the book up. Hello, darling.
What's up, Gemstones? What's up, Ryan? Hey, Ghost.
What up? What up?
I'm going to pull your book
all right, guys. I'm really not feeling too well. I didn't want to interrupt the show in the middle. I actually thought it was much earlier, but I just want to say a couple things real quick. So, Gone, Mysterious Disappearances, my new book that I released 2 days ago. It's still at like 171 in Ghost and Hauntings, guys. I'd like to get it up to number 1, obviously. It's available on Kindle and paperback, and it's coming to Audible. What I did was, if you haven't watched the shorts, I took really mysterious disappearances, some famous ones, a lot of lesser known ones where people just vanished in the literal blink of an eye. And I started talking about something that I don't think many people do talk about, and that's the paranormal element. Were the Fae involved? Was it a cryptid? Could it have been ETs? Was it some kind of creature? And I really kind of went into it to the point I had to do a disclaimer for this book to make sure I didn't get sued. Yeah, because I thought people were going to be like, oh, you're trying to profit off of tragedy. But I think these things need to be talked about. Shelly, you can message me about a ghost hunt. My little guy was sick in the middle of the night, so I thought I'd keep him home from school. He's never missed a day of school yet. And he woke up this morning completely hunky-dory, too late to go to school. So he got a free day off. We're playing Fortnite and hanging out. I love you guys so much. Please, if you can, get the book. It's only $10 on paperback. I think it's like $3.99 or $4.99 on Kindle.
Is it out on Kindle now?
Yeah, it's on Kindle. If you want a signed copy, hit me up. GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. And that's kind of all I wanted to really say, because I want to give it over to you guys. Ryan, I'm going to give you a full reading for May. Can't wait to see what comes up. And thank you guys so much for covering for me. My little guy just wants to say hi real quick. Say hi, buddy.
Hello, Gemstones.
He knows what's up. Thank you, Lotus. Thank you, everybody. Lots of well wishes, and I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, take it easy,
sweetie. Yeah,
bye.
One. And down she goes.
Back to us.
Sorry about that. Yes,
right.
And I can't wait to read it either. It's time for, some of these long stories and some of the older stories to kind of look at these people that are still missing. What really happened to them? You got to look at everything. I don't think they do that enough. They don't look at, the whole gambit. But see, the supernatural and the paranormal still kind of, we're not all the way there to get everybody's attention. You're going to always have your doubters.
Absolutely.
So, it's like, you got to stop and think, especially the stuff that happened in the forests and woods, along these mountains. I'm a big believer of, like her with the porter thing, that, they've either stepped into another realm without realizing it. I mean, like she did a video a while back ago about people just disappearing in front of their people.
That'd be creepy, man. That's like rapture stuff right there.
Thank you so much, Jules. And hello to you. Everybody. Leave me alone. My phone's going on. I'm going to turn it off. I know what it is. Oh, that's not what I thought it was. But yeah, and there's a story about a lady who was walking with some groups, and then she went to go around the bend, and she was just gone.
Whoa. Spooky.
I think Gemma told that story. And I've heard those stories like that. They're all over the place. Thank you again very much, Jules.
That's right, Shelly. Forget the doubters. Darn right.
Yes, and there are doubters out there. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. There's too many of them.
Why are they always wearing vintage clothes? Oh, vampire guys in the woods. Oh, that one she did Monday. Yeah, why are they always wearing vintage clothes?
Because they're old school Gothic. That's why.
Yeah, that's a lot of it. They're still digging the Poe thing.
Hey, I'm still digging the Poe thing, man. What you talking about?
I'm a Poe guy. Yes, I am. I was in high school. I didn't dress like him, no, but I was into it.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, those kind of stories always kind of freak me out to a point because Hey, BG, how you doing? Is really 411 is really creepy. Not saying it's alien. I don't think it's all aliens. No, I
I'm
don't.
not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. Gotta do it the right way.
Yes. I don't think it's. I don't honestly think it's all aliens.
No.
I either think there's portals. There's a lot of serial killers out there too.
Yeah,
And,
I mean,
they like to hide. That's one of their.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think, if you're going to be a serial killer, where would be the best place to be a serial killer?
Right,
Camping grounds. Yeah.
Jason Voorhees can't be wrong. So
no, he's got it down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I agree too that Bigfoot snatches people up. I agree with that.
Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I agree with that too, Edna.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. That's highly possible.
Mm-hmm.
One guy told me that he thinks it's Dogman taking people for breeding.
For breeding?
Yeah. I was like, dude.
I don't think he knows how chromosomes work.
I don't either, but that's what he said. I was laughing. I didn't laugh in his face because he honestly believed that was what was happening. I'm like, okay.
You know what's funny though, Ghost, is like when the missing 411 started up, Dogman wasn't even a thing, but then Dogman became a really big popular topic to talk about, and everybody's like, oh, it's Dogman doing everything nowadays. And I'm like, come on, man.
What? That's no different than the Skinwalker and the Wendigo thing. If you watch a lot of top tens, they don't call them pale crawlers.
They call them
They're calling them skinwalkers now and Wendigos. And I'm like, dude, that's a pale crawler.
Right. They don't know the difference. They really don't. They don't know the difference between the three of them. And it's like, you need to start researching this stuff and know the difference.
Well, I think there's a lot of them that just do it for the views. They don't really research the video. Nukes is probably, have you ever seen Nuke's top 10? He's the most famous one. Mm-hmm. Now he still gets it wrong sometimes, but at least he looks into the video. Oh, Edna, thank you so much, sweetie. Thanks. And I'm sure Gemma appreciates that. So thank you very much.
We're making some money today. What do we do? There are nudes leak or something like that? What's going on here?
Our good looks.
That's got to be it. That must be it.
As you can see, I'm laughing. And if you'd seen what I posted on Facebook earlier this morning, you probably wouldn't be different.
They're paying us to go away. That's what it is, Ghost. They're like, go away, go. Take my money and go.
Bring the hot little pretty lady back. Yeah, Nuke's top 10 is probably one of my favorites because he at least tries.
He gets a lot of things wrong.
Research.
Yeah, he gets a lot of things wrong though, and it's sad. But
yeah, he does. And I don't think that's a lot of that is just because I don't think he does everything. I think he just pretty much reads it. Yeah. So they kind of rush to him but you would think he would because he's one of the few that doesn't post a bunch of them at the same time. He's not doing one every couple of days. It's like every week, one a week, maybe if you're lucky with him. Mm-hmm. Now there's a lot of these guys that you are kind of using the trail cams.
Yeah.
And showing those. And the only problem I have with those is there's a lot of fake one in those too. A lot of CGI stuff.
Too many. Way too many.
And that's where you're seeing a lot of the CGI stuff is, this is a trail cam pic. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's one way to get me to phase out. If somebody brings photos to me and they're like, oh, this came off my friend's trail cam, that's when I'm like, done.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah, because trail cams and CCTV, they used to be hard to manipulate because of the type of video they are.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. Mm-hmm. You can pretty much stick anything in them now.
Oh yeah, I mean we're in the age of technology, man. Technology's so advanced, you can do almost anything with technology.
No doubt. And that's what bothers me about these, because they're making money off these things, these top 10s and top 5. Yeah. And it's and these people watch these and they watch those instead of going to actual, cryptid shows and Bigfoot shows and spook. I call them spook shows, but you know what I'm talking, paranormal shows.
Close enough.
And it kind of bums me out because these people don't go and actually listen to the stories. They don't listen. But all they're watching is these top tens, and they're believing it or laughing at it. Either way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh,
It's sad.
Edna got a night vision camera.
Ooh.
Those are
nice.
nice to have. I'm thinking about getting one.
I have to get one, man. I definitely have to get one because I got that 10-man tent and I got like trail cams to go with it. So I need night vision. Yeah, I need night vision.
Yeah, they're kind of pricey. What you want to get is a flare.
Yes.
Those are the ones you want.
Yep.
I've got a friend that's got a flare, and he lives down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I tell him every day, you should be posting the stuff that you're catching.
Yep.
He doesn't post it.
I wonder why.
For himself. He's just one of those guys.
Interesting.
I begged him. I go, dude, that's like my friend with the werewolf picture.
Mm-hmm.
He would not show that. Now, the other guy I was with that was with it, there was 3 of us.
Mm-hmm.
He got to see the picture, but he literally said he was cursed now, and he broke the camera. When he finally came back out of the house, he put it down in front of us and broke the camera. Broke the phone.
Why do you think he was cursed, though?
I don't know. He was the only one that got a picture.
Weird.
We all took pictures, and his was the only one that came out. Mine and the other guy's was just nothing but flames. All you could see was flames. But his was like a from what the guy said that saw the picture. I'm not trying to give names because the one guy, man, he was upset that I even brought it up in the first place here. And I don't talk to him too much. But he, at the time, he says, it felt like it was looking through he told me it felt like it was looking through his soul. See, he does not believe in this stuff.
Oh.
He's a big skeptic. He always laughs at
him. It was a demonic kind of thing then because he doesn't believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not what I got when I saw it. And we were so upset because from what Jeff said, I mean, it was clear as bell. You could see her standing there. You could see her breath. I mean, she was a werewolf, but that's how we could tell it was a female because it actually had breasts.
Oh, so you're not going to show us the werewolf boobies? Why are you holding out on this, man?
Oh, man. But yeah, it bummed me out because I begged him. I said, before you break, please just send it to me. Send it to me. You know, somebody's got to see this. I want to see this. You know, none of it was weird because he was standing in between us.
Oh, okay.
We were on it showed up. There's where the fire was at. About maybe 10 feet. There's a drop off, and then it goes down to the road, and then cross to another set of the forest because Logan is nothing but, forest.
Right.
And it was standing on the other side, like it had probably about 2 or 3 feet from the fire.
Whoa.
And we all just kind of froze because all of a sudden we heard this growl. And we all looked up, and we were the only 3 up. We had a party that night. What they do is they bring everybody down. They have like one of those trailer prefab homes there on some property.
Right.
And it was weird because everybody gone to bed. This was like probably about 3:30 in the morning. Whoa. And we were just the last 3 awake. Everybody knows that I don't sleep, so a lot of times I pace anyways all night. Right. And it was a full moon that night.
Okay.
And we were both, he was in the middle, and then me and the other guy was standing on, I almost said his name.
Yeah, you almost
said the other side. And we heard the growl, and we look up, and we all kind of froze. And it was like instantaneous. We all pull out our phones and take pictures. As soon as our flashes went off, it growled again. And that's when I saw her drop it dead. That's when it dropped her head, that's when I felt the sadness. And we kind of stood up where, how you kind of, and then she was gone. You could hear her run down the ledge or slant, and you could hear her cross the road, and then all you heard was noise, and then just kind of faded away. But she was booking. And it was weird because our pictures on the side of him was nothing but campfire flames. Wow. But from what the other guy said when he saw the picture, because he only got a good look at it before he ran into the house and hid for a while. Apparently he went in there and totally freaked out.
I can see why.
He just didn't believe that stuff. He just probably never thought he would see anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of these guys. He's a manly man guy kind of dude. So it kind of threw him, kind of broke his reality a little bit.
Yep.
Let's just put it that way.
Woke him up a little bit.
Yeah, but when I'm just done it anyways. Anyways, when he saw the picture before he ran in the house,
Mm-hmm.
he said it was weird. It was like the flames had split for him. And it was just a perfect shot.
Crazy.
No wonder why it scared the shit out of him. You should have seen it. I go, we saw it. Well, I know what he saw. I just want the picture. And he just, nope.
Oh, that's intense.
He didn't want nothing to do with it.
That is intense, man.
His girlfriend, when I talked to her about a year ago, said he was still having nightmares.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it one bit.
But he did drink. He didn't stop drinking after that. So
sobered him up, huh?
not for anything.
Wow.
Yeah, because by that time, I don't drink. So I was probably, out of all three of us, probably the most sober.
Interesting.
By that time of night, nobody was drinking. Everybody was drinking water. We were all drinking water anyway. So it wasn't like we were all stupid drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Wow, that's interesting.
Hello, I just bought Gemma's book. But back to the thing I was telling you about before Gemma came in. We went to this place, and it was crazy. Just north of me, outside of Westville, there's an old abandoned home. One of the radio stations used to do haunted houses in it. Okay. Well, during off season, it just sits. So we went out one day, and it's not too far off the road. So we went, thought we'd check it out, see what it looked like without all the hoopla around it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it got to be about 12:30, 1:45. I remember the time pretty well. And in the back of the house, there's one of those fruit cellars in the ground. You know what I'm talking about? Canning room where they store stuff.
Yep.
The doors were all locked up on it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden I see this shadow come out of it. And it was creepy. And the guy standing next to me goes, Thomas, my preacher friend, goes, do you see that? I go, because usually it's just me at first that sees this stuff. And I'm telling everybody what I'm seeing, and they're taking pictures. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes stuff shows up and sometimes it doesn't show up. And Thomas goes, you see that, right? It's coming out of that. And I go, yeah. I go, it's locked. I was just over there. There's a padlock on it. The door's never opened. And you can see this thing come out. And you can see the shadow because they have like one of those spotlights off in the distance. So it casts the shadow down. Ooh. And it goes, I don't see what's making the shadow, but you can see the shadow on the ground. It literally comes off the ground like this. And it had like a body shape, but it had legs. It had like a human head, but it was all in dark shadow, and it scurries off. Oh. It just scurries off into the cornfield that's behind there. And we're both looking at each other. I think that's pretty much when he decided that he was going to become a preacher. So
anything that looks like a spider, I'm like, I'm out. I'm done.
It was creepy. But when it stood up and came off the ground out of like a shadow form, it looked solid. I mean, you could see the corn move when it ran into the corn. And we both just stood there like, did you get a picture of that? And he's like, no. And we're looking at everybody else, and everybody else is in the house. And we're like,
nope. That's when you leave, man. That's when you make a quick exit.
Crazy. And the time to leave.
Correct on that. Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
No, had I seen that, I would have been like, no, this is all for you guys. Peace out. You all have a nice life. I'm out of here. I'd be gone.
Nah, you've gone camping, I'm sure, 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
My biggest thing when we went, me and the ex went once up in Cleveland up by the Lighthouse, Marblehead. That's just east of Sandusky, Kings Island. You could actually stand on the beach and see Kings Island. I mean, not Kings Island, Cedar Point from the beach. We stayed in this little campground, and it's right off the water. But we always camp in this one spot where there's a lot of trees,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, one night, I don't know what it was I was hearing, but it sounded like something big scurrying through those trees. I mean,
Ooh.
whatever it was big. I mean,
Mm.
you can tell coons and skunks and all that.
Oh yeah.
And skunks don't
Yeah.
go in trees.
Nope.
Whatever this thing was, it was huge. I even got out of the tent, and you could see branches moving. And I'm not talking just a couple. I'm talking like just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And I'm like, what is it? Have you ever had any sense, anything like that happen?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. When I went up to the Mogollon Rim, I was camping with some buddies, and it was super quiet. Like there was nobody else out there. You could hear a pin drop, and we're just we're sitting there, we're just eating and quietly talking amongst ourselves, and all of a sudden we just hear like these loud footfalls. Man, it sounded like Kong was walking through. Man, you could hear the
really,
yeah, and I'm like, what is that, man? And we looked out there, we couldn't see anything, but we got this really nasty odor, like this obnoxious smell just started stirring up. And so me and my boys were like, time to go. It's time to get out of here.
When you can't see it and it's making noise like that, it's a little nerve-wracking.
When you get that smell too, though, when you get that nasty acrid smell, it's like, So
now what always bothers me is a lot of times, like you just said there, before a lot of this stuff happens, a lot of times it gets dead silent.
Yep.
That was the thing about that night with the werewolf. Right before it happened, it got dead silent. I mean, you couldn't even hear the fire. It was just like dead silent.
Crazy.
That's what caught our attention in the first place. It was just like no sound at all.
Yep.
And
that's one thing I'm always telling my people to watch out for. Like when we go on a group trip or whatever, I always tell my friends, if everything gets really dead quiet all of a sudden, that's when you got to be really careful, guys. Eyes to the trees, look up, look to your sides, look behind you, because if it gets quiet suddenly, something's out there.
Thanks, Mike.
Nice. Man, Gemma getting sick, like really just brought out all the people buying her book and sending some money.
Well, she wasn't feeling good, and little man, I guess, had a fever last night, so she kept him home to be safe, and that was probably wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it goes dead silent, now that happened to one other time we went camping, me and the ex. We were sitting by the fire, and it got dead silent. I mean, the crickets stopped, no noise. You couldn't hear, because we always camp at the same spot up north when we go to Marblehead, and you couldn't even hear. We're only probably not even a half a mile away from the lake, so you could hear on a quiet night. You could hear the waves hitting the beach or whatever. It got real quiet.
That's
and
creepy.
She was like looking at me like, what is going on? I mean, again, you couldn't even hear the fire. It was like it even drowned out, the silence drowned out the sound of the fire.
Yeah, they say silence can be deafening. So
yeah, and she was looking at me like, what the heck is going on? I go, wait for it. I just kept telling her, wait for it. I really honestly kept thinking something was going to step out, just on the outskirt of the wood line around the campgrounds. We just kept waiting, but nothing ever happened. And it was like that for like a good 5 minutes. And then it just like out of the blue, everything started making noise again.
When that happens,
that is okay. That was weird, because usually when that happens, you hear something or you see something. And we didn't see anything. So whatever it was close, but not close enough for us to see, apparently. Or didn't want to be
through. Yeah, it was passing through. Didn't want you to see it.
I was told to stop, turn around, and go back where I came from.
Yep, yeah, same here. Same here.
Hey, Nutslap, what's up? Why do I always forget these talks? Oh yeah. Nutslap, I didn't know if you know, but Gemma's got a little one down, sick, and she's not feeling good, so she's not here. I'm sure you know.
He knows now.
Anyway, huh?
He knows now.
He knows now. What would you say is your creepiest night camp?
God, I've had quite a few of them. I think the time that I heard somebody calling my name when I was by myself, when I was doing the Skinwalker investigation, that was creepy. That was terrifying, because nobody knew I was gone. Nobody knew where I was. So I was all
by yourself.
Yeah, I was all by myself. I didn't even have my dog at the time. And I'm out there. I'm looking around trying to see what I can find. If I can find any evidence of the Yanagoshi, the skinwalkers. All of a sudden, off in the distance, I hear some woman calling my name. So I'm going, yeah, nobody knows I'm out here. So I'm out of here.
Oh,
there was
creepy.
some woman, though. She was calling my name almost like in a sing-song voice, doing that, Ryan.
Oh, I hate that. Man, that's what you hear. I had a friend that we went ghost hunting. And every time he went into this one room upstairs of this old house, he swore he heard somebody calling his name. And he said it sounded like an old lady. It was like, Jan.
Wow.
And he was like, I got to the point where he wouldn't even go back in the room.
I don't blame him.
And one of the few times I didn't see anything inside the house, but this guy was picking. It was like it picked him. You know how sometimes that one person becomes the target?
Yep.
It was obvious that night he was the target.
Ooh, not the thing
That's
to be.
Never good.
No.
You got to wonder what they did. I always say, when you become a target, did you do something wrong recently? Something bad? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Andrew, what's up? In Life with Bobby, I didn't catch you. And Mike J, of course, all that crap. Jason,
hey, Jason.
how you doing?
How's it going, Jason?
So you guys are going to touch on the tomorrow night on the difference between the two, right?
Yeah. Oh, we're going to go. We're not just going to touch on it, Ghost. We're going to dive all the way into it. We're going to go head first and dive right into that.
Hey, now I'm going to ask you this question: when you've had some of these counters, other than your first encounter with the dog man or whatever you saw that night, was any of you are kind of like the voice you heard, the lady calling you? Was that before you met with the chiefs and the tribes and started talking to them?
Yeah.
Or was that after?
That was before. That was way before. And so, I already knew. Yeah, I knew some of the essentials about the skinwalker lore back in the day, but I didn't know the details. But I knew that, the Yanagoshi will call your name to try to lure you out to where they are.
Right.
And, because I was by myself and I heard some woman call my name and I knew nobody knew where I was. I was like, yeah, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to go out there and see who that is.
Right.
No, I'm going home. Bye. And I was out. I broke out of there, man. I ran. You should have seen how fast I ran, man. I was running up hills. I was like, I'm out of here.
Out in Arizona then?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got 60. He's going. Andrew's going to the Nebraskan Bigfoot Conference. There you go.
Nice. Oh, you're gonna see Duke Sullivan. Tell him I said hi.
Oh, he knows everybody, man.
Mm-hmm. Now Duke Sullivan knows me. He knows me, so he'll be like, "Oh, hey, Ryan."
So how long have you lived out there now in Arizona?
In Arizona, I've been here. God, let's see, about 20 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
Now,
yeah, because longer than that, actually, because I moved here when I was 17. So.
Oh, really? So it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm 43 now, so
yeah,
it's been a long time.
You're just a baby.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a baby. Now I do feel old. So did you start having experiences when you went out there, or did you have them before you went out?
I had experiences when I was living in New England, but I just didn't recognize them because you remember I told you my dad used to tell me about the Rougarou and the wood boogers. Right. I think I had Bigfoot encounters back in the day, but I just didn't recognize it. Thinking back now, I would hear those wood knocks way back in the day when I was out in the woods in Connecticut and Massachusetts, so I never connected the two. But yeah, I had a lot more encounters like that, and I think I saw UFOs when I was in Massachusetts.
No, I've seen my share. Yeah, I've seen my share. I wouldn't say what I've seen most of when it comes to the UFO, AUP, whatever you want to call them now. I'm going to always call them UFOs. That's where
that's what I'm going to call them. So,
I've always been like the orbs or the Tic Tacs. Mm-hmm. Now, Dad, we were sitting out here a couple 4th of July. I think it was about 2 years ago. No, it was just last year. We were sitting out on the front porch on 4th of July. And we live real close to Don Scott Airport, which is OSU's owned by OSU,
Right.
college.
Right.
And there's constantly planes coming and going, little biplanes and stuff like that, little prop planes. And one was coming in, and Dad goes, "What is that?" And there's this white thing coming right at it. I mean, it's coming fast. And this plane's coming in, we're coming in. And he goes, "It's higher. I don't think it's going to hit it." I mean, it literally looked like it was going to hit this plane. And he's standing there, and I know he's seen him before, and I know he's seen him in the service when he was in the band. Anyways, but he doesn't talk about it. But anyways, he's like, watching this, and I finally look up and see what he's talking about. I mean, this thing's coming full speed at this little plane. And it literally, right before it gets to the plane, does a 90-degree turn.
Whoa.
And just, I mean, like in mid-speed. Boom. And he was like, I never seen him just, whoa. And he goes, "You saw that, right?" And I go, "Yeah, I did see that." And then during the eclipse, we were seeing these white things in front of the eclipse. And just right before it went total, we were watching these white orbs. He was freaking out. He kept taking off his glasses thinking they were, planes or something. But they were booking. They almost looked like shooting stars. That's how fast they were going. It was weird.
That's intense.
Yeah. But see, I'm not I don't know if I've told you this. I know I've told other people this. When I was 15, my dad handed me the Bible, and he handed me the Chariot of the Gods.
Ooh.
And he goes, "You read these two and tell me what you think." Because I was
there. You go.
Well, because I would complain to them about the things I'd see, but they never believed me. But Dad is a big UFO guy, but he's not big on the things that go bump in the night.
Okay.
Now, he grew up in Chillicothe, and Mount Airy is just to the east of him. It's all Indian ground. That's all Tecumseh. They do the Tecumseh play down there, the outdoor theater.
Yep.
And he roamed those mountains all of his life. He says, "I never saw a Bigfoot. I've never seen anything like that." And I go, "Dad, that's probably because they saw you first."
Right. Just because you didn't see that.
He started laughing. I go, "Seriously, think about it, Dad." Because they used to take us when we were little up there. They go mushroom hunting for stews and stuff.
Yep.
And you would hear knocking because it's big Grassman territory down there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All the way up to Zanesville, and they would just make jokes about, "Oh, that's just somebody screwing with us," because they would, there's a lot of stills out there, and no different than the Appalachian Mountains, and they would make, "Oh, they're just trying to scare us off." I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, my oldest brother was a skeptic too, but when we were talking about like childhood memories we had, it's really interesting how these skeptics open up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we were talking about a time where we were staying at our uncle's camp because he owned a camp in Massachusetts. He actually had his own campground, and he actually made it so only he lived there, but he would go on vacation to Florida, and he let us boys go and stay to his cabins and everything.
Right.
We go fishing, we go mushroom hunting, we go doing all different stuff, berry picking. And I was talking to my oldest brother, and I was like, "Hey, Sean, do you remember those times that we were walking through the woods and we heard like the wood knocks, and we'd heard like little whoops and everything?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I remember those times. I used to tell you just keep walking because I didn't want whatever it was to catch up to us." So I was like, "So you did believe then, Sean?
You believed in it, and
he just didn't want me to know."
Right. Well, protection. You're the young one. They don't want you freaking out.
Yep.
I saw something, Andrew. What'd you say before this, Andrew? Let me find it. Especially the half ghost corpse running across 2 lanes. I've seen something like that happen myself, Andrew.
That's kind of spooky.
Yeah, it is. Wait, what did he say? I've been to plenty of I've seen plenty and still see plenty. Was interesting to drive through overnight. I'm telling you, it's weird because I always say the best stories come from. Why is he not disappearing? Hold on. I have found the best stories come from cops,
Mm-hmm.
911 workers,
Yep.
doctors, and nurses.
Yep.
I have my share of experiences. I could probably just write a book of all the weirdness that happens to me in hospitals and doctor offices and truckers.
Yeah. And homeless people that, you know,
Really?
that
I
aren't,
never even thought about
yeah,
that.
the ones that aren't addicts or anything like that, you know, aren't crazy. The ones that are
Right.
really there. When you talk to them, they got some really interesting stories to share with you, man.
Ooh, I never thought about that.
Yeah, I talked to one homeless dude when I was in Tucson, and he was an older guy, probably older than you. I mean, he had the white beard and the white hair,
Right.
and you know, he was really logical. He was sane. He was very smart. And I asked him, "Have you ever seen anything unusual down in these parts?" Because he was always living in the riverbeds, in the tunnels.
Right.
And, you know, he didn't know who I was. He didn't know what I was doing for a living. So he was like, yeah, he's like, you know, one time when I was looking for a place to sleep, you know, I was looking all day, and about, you know, evening time, I went to this one tunnel, and he's like, and lo and behold, I see what looks like a naked human being, but this naked human being has white skin, no hair. It's bald all over. And he said, and when the person looked at him, its eyes were like round, just black circles, like deep black circles, and had
Right.
these jagged teeth. And it said it made this horrible screeching noise at him, and it just ran off. He's like, it ran like the Dickens. It ran so fast it was a white blur. So
Now,
yeah,
see,
he saw
and I've seen a lot of videos like that. And there's a video of this one guy. I don't know. It sounds like the same thing. This guy was trucking through this tunnel. Just out of curiosity, he was probably about our age, you know, in between 30s, 50s. And he's just walking through filming. He liked to look at. I take it he was into graffiti, you know, because everybody does their cool graffiti, and he was looking at graffiti and just checking it out. And he kept going deeper and deeper. And there's the big square ones, and then there's a turnoff and straight. And he takes the camera and looks down the turnoff. All of a sudden, I'm sure everybody's seen this video where these eyes pop out. It looks like something sticks around and looks at him, and then dodges back in, and then another one, smaller one, sticks it out, and then they both look out, and then they dart away. And he goes running in there. He waits for a minute and can't believe what he saw, and then they were gone by the time he went around the corner.
Yeah, whatever those things are, man, they move lightning quick. They're just like, I am out of here. Bye.
Now, see, somebody says those are just people, you know, sewer dwellers. Have you seen
Chud?
Chud. I was just gonna say, have you ever seen Chud?
Well, all right.
Every time he sees those things, he thinks of that movie.
Well, the thing is, like, you know, okay, so sewer dwelling humans, while it's a possibility, I don't think people really realize how toxic it is down in a sewer. You know, if you're down there breathing in the fumes, and just a human's not going to last all too long down in the sewers like that.
Oh, yeah. And you think, too, some of them are very active. So you don't know when water's going to just all of a sudden come flushing through there. And I'm talking a lot of water.
Oh, yeah. And you get the methane and everything from the human waste that's down there. You can't breathe methane for too long without getting sick.
Oh, no doubt.
Andrew had a skinwalker encounter?
Oh, I didn't know that. Where was this at, Andrew? The skinwalker encounter was interesting and frightening because of the strange dreams I had for 3 days. You and Vixen should get together because Vixen's encounter was a doozy too. What happened?
Yeah, I heard.
What happened, Andrew? And where was this at? I want to know where it's at first. Oops. Yeah, I want to know where that happened. The movie Chud is such a great movie. I saw that when it first came out.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Yeah, this guy goes, that's what it reminds me of. Every time he sees that stuff, they remind me of Chud, the movie.
Well, I can see the comparison. I can definitely see that.
Trying to see if he says where this took place at.
Oh, don't worry, I'm paying attention too.
Okay, I figured you were. Now Vixen's story.
That was intense.
I got to get a hold of her so I can give her. I know you gave her the one email. I'm hoping she wrote it down. But that was pretty intense.
Yeah.
I mean, when you were in chat, it was like I could see you going.
Oh yeah. Yep. The minute I see the name Skinwalker, I'm like, whoop.
Because you don't hear those stories. People don't talk about that stuff.
Not very often. You don't. No.
Especially when
I mean, I did speak to that old Navajo woman here. Yep. Well, that old Navajo woman here in Arizona, that was a really interesting story that she told me. So,
Yes. And
mhm.
you know, it's amazing that I mean, she's got a story to tell, but it almost took her life.
Yeah. Well, that's what they'll do, man. That's what the Yanagroshi do. They don't mess around. That's why I keep
Well,
telling
yeah,
people.
because they got to have a life for a life. I mean,
Yeah, I keep telling people, don't mess with them. Don't offend them. Because if you offend them, they're going to deal with you.
Oh, yeah. Now, when you've been around with the natives, because I'm generalizing all the tribes.
Right.
Native Americans. How often have you heard stories of black-eyed kids? Because I've heard stories that the Hopewell had even seen, and the Adena had seen what they called these black-eyed children.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard any of those stories?
Yeah, I mean, they don't call them black-eyed kids. I forgot what they call them exactly, but they do talk about, the kids with the black eyes. And they call them like roaming souls, that they're like, the souls of children that were departed too soon, that died, way too young.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense.
Mike, yeah, you do hear a dog barking. My neighbor's dog is barking.
My dog was barking too. Dad and he was feeding the Puff, and Puff he had a parvo when he was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And when I finally got him to eat, it was only to act like I was going to take his food. So now it's become a ritual. So you got to get him all worked up. But
okay.
It's all in play. But
yeah,
that's what you hear, him out there arguing with Dad about eating.
Oh, that dog's just barking because he wants to bark, though. I don't know what this one's deal is. So
really? I'm watching yours moving around on the bed back there. He's totally crashed.
Yeah, he is. Duke is out. I took him for a morning run this morning, so he's a day.
Here we go. I was driving along I-80 during New Year's through Nevada, 45 minutes, Wells, Nevada. It was 14 outside freeze warnings throughout the area. It was walking along the shoulder. I seen something on the shoulder and moved over into the left lane because of common courtesy. And right. I didn't look in the eyes of the face. It kept on going until I got to the Petro top, the truck stop. What did it look like?
I have to agree with Smoochie. That wasn't physical. So, because those temperatures are, yes, deadly, exactly like Smoochie's. Yeah, don't ever look them in the eyes. Whatever you do, if you ever think somebody's a Yanagroshi, do not make eye contact with them. Don't ever, ever, ever do that.
Oh, wow. No, that's what they say about most things when you come to paranormal.
Well, no, they say when they say with the Yanagroshi, if you make eye contact, then that Yanagroshi can possess you or it can influence you using its telepathy and make you do what it wants you to do. So it's basically like once you look it in the eyes, it owns you.
That's part of the magic it has.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that actually makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're dealing with some of the darkest black magic there is.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And I don't think people understand that how dark this magic is. I mean, it's dark.
It's disgusting too. The stuff they have to do in order to get that magic.
Yes.
Gross. It's gross.
I mean, it's insane. That I did go back and look on some of the stuff they have to do. I'm not going to go into it, but it's like, holy crap. I mean, you're talking the depths of hell here. Stirring up the worst of the worst.
Yep. I mean, the fact that you have to kill somebody that you love, it's that right there.
Right.
It shows you're letting go of your humanity. There's no more humanity in you once you decide.
Left. Yeah. Oh, no doubt. It's just like a serial killer. Actually, you can look at him as a serial killer that gone one step more.
Essentially,
it's gone beyond that.
Sure. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then you wonder all the missing that happens out there in Nevada and Arizona and New Mexico on those roads.
Yep.
You wonder, where'd they go?
I mean, there's certain roads that, the Navajo people have told me don't ever travel that road alone. And if you are traveling, make sure you're in a car where your doors are locked.
Oh, I probably believe that. I would.
And they won't say why, but you do get the feeling they're talking about the skinwalkers that, don't ever travel
'cause they
that
don't
road
bring it
alone. 'Cause
up.
the Skinwalker
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
They don't talk about it, but they'll give you warnings in other ways.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say the Badlands. They're out west. You know what I'm talking about? That
Oh,
whole
yeah.
area there. I hear a lot of truckers talk about the freaky stuff they see
Yeah.
going through that. You know, the
Mhm.
skies changing colors, unknown
Yep.
lights, all types of UFO. Like Andrew, I heard one guy was talking about how he swore they look like Native Americans
Mm-hmm.
walking across the road, but he said they were all pale and looked like they had been a war. He said one looked like it had an arrow sticking out of its back.
Ooh.
He said it was really creepy. He just kind of gunned it through. And
Well, you know what else we have out here too is we have that lore that the dogmen are out there getting the people that are trying to cross the borders. They actually have the stories where there's werewolves out in the desert killing off the people trying to get in.
I didn't hear that. That's a new one on me. I guess I'll have to look into that.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrew, the Slender Man stabbing, the girls were actually denied parole just recently.
Yes, that they were. And that's a messed up way. You want to talk about Slender Man. You're talking about something that was willed. I mean, there's stories of something like him,
Mm-hmm.
but Slender Man itself, people still say they see something like that. But these stories, like what this girls did, make that even more of a hype. So you're bringing that thing into existence. You're feeding it.
Yep. Yeah, that's the Tulpa effect. Remember I was talking about the Tulpa effect the other day?
Yes.
Yeah, thought forms. Yeah. Essentially, they're thought forms is what they are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say something else and I broke my concentration. Before we go here, because I got to get going too.
Okay.
I mean, I'm no rush, but there was something I did want to ask, and I got to see what I said about doing streams. I go blank. It's like taking a test. You're on. We'll just go ahead and end it, and because I know you got a busy night tomorrow night.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be
I'm sure
fun.
you want to chill out and enjoy the day. It's getting ready. It's supposed to storm here any time now, so I want to get him out before we go.
All right.
Thanks everybody for showing up. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate
you. He will be on tomorrow night at 8. If you want to come back and drop a link into the comments, please do.
Okay. Yeah, I absolutely can do that. Yes.
So people can find you. And then I'm on tomorrow night at 10.
Okay.
We'll just do what I always do.
Straight on.
And I want to thank Vixen. I know she comes back and watches these for coming on with me that one night. Because I wanted to start with the story, but I'm glad we ended with it. It was the perfect way to end the night. Because it was we were just getting to know each other a little bit more. And, you get somebody on for the first time, and I was by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm comfortable with you. So it was, we already had a rapport going. So I want everybody to have a great day. Ryan, you got anything you'd like to say before we head out the door?
Yeah, just try to catch me on DA Roberts EX Machina tomorrow night. It's gonna be a great show. We're talking about the Wendigo and the Skinwalkers and why they are not cryptids. So it's gonna be a really good show. Stop in, say hi, drop some questions maybe.
That was what I was gonna ask. Do you think Dogman is a chimera? Do you think it was something that was made by the Sumerians? A lot of people kind of believe that.
I think some of them are. I think some of them might be some kind of like amalgamation, but I think there's the more natural ones too, the more interdimensional ones. That's just, they are what they are, no tampering. So, but yeah, I think some could be chimeras. That's why we have all these different variations. We have 7 different types.
Yeah.
It would only make sense. I mean, unless there's some kind of natural explanation, which I don't think there is.
Right. So that'll be a conversation you want to check out tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure Gemma probably want to have you back on next Tuesday. We'll leave that up to you because I know you're busy, but you're always welcome.
I clear my Tuesdays for you guys, man. So every Tuesday I have is available for you guys.
That's awesome because I know Gemma loves having you on. Folks, remember to get her new book. I'm going to order mine later. And then I'm on tomorrow night. No Pixie Thursday. Friday night, Oracles. At 7:15. And then me doing Gemma's replay Saturday night, as long as everything goes. And there you go. And then whatever premiere videos she'll have for you on Monday.
Cool.
Ryan, again, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Everybody
have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday afternoon.
Have a great one, you guys.
I will see you guys tomorrow at 10 for those who show. I'll see you there. You guys have a good one. Be well. Have a wonderful day. See you on the flip side. Take care, guys.